What does a chiropractor do when they get sick? My guest today, Dr. Christine Salter, went to see a naturopath. They helped within a few days, and she went on to medical school. So she is a medical doctor and a chiropractor. She's going to join us today. I just love her as much as I love Susie Cohen, America's Pharmacist. We're going to talk about boswellia. We're going to talk about astaxanthin, big words, I know, but those are supplements. Susie will fill you in on what those are. Green tea. How does it help us, folks? And then I was asked a question about a cholesterol test. We'll address that at the bottom of the show. But I want to open today. Does fungus cause cancer? Doctors say no. Wait till you see the evidence to support that in my opening of today's show. Thanks for being here.
For the past 45 years, I have dedicated my life and my whole career to finding the root cause of disease. And I now know with certainty that we must play a role in our own health care. I'm a self-care advocate, and you know what? Every time you change your diet for the better, exercise, or swallow a nutritional supplement, so are you. Now welcome to Know the Cause.
You know, something medical doctors refuse to accept is the role of fungus in cancer, in the disease cancer or diabetes. Things I've published, they don't buy it. What I want to do is kind of confirm my suspicions, my hypotheses, that in fact fungi do cause cancer. They produce secondary natural production of poisons, just roll off them, right? They're gases, liquids, solids. These are called mycotoxins, and mycotoxins definitely cause cancer. Your doctor doesn't know this, nor would he or she believe this, more than likely because medical schools aren't teaching this. Do poisonous fungal byproducts called mycotoxins cause human cancers? Okay, where we go with this is to IARC, the International Agency for Research on Cancer. Now, folks, this is an organization, well, let me keep going, because I did a little research on this, and I got to thinking, no wonder few people trust this, okay? Formed in 1963 and still in existence today, IARC is an intergovernmental agency, so it's the World Health and the United Nations, forming part of the World Health and United Nations. IARC's role is to conduct and coordinate research into the causes of cancer, but it also collects and publishes surveillance data regarding the occurrence of cancer worldwide. You know, I don't know what kind of politics goes on these high levels, and I think they've done a pretty good job with this, but they've missed an important one, and that's what I want to talk to you about. IARC identifies carcinogenic hazards based on qualitative assessment of animal and human evidence, and then categorizes them based on the following. Group 1, hey, this is known to cause cancer. By the way, alcohol is in this, and there's a whole bunch of things that are known. Group 2 probably causes human cancers. Group 2B, that's 2A. 2B possibly causes human cancers. Group 3, not classifiable. And Group 4, probably not, okay? Let's begin to study some of these things now, folks, because when it comes to fungi, here's what IARC, they're not alone. There's many organizations that are studying cancer, as you will see. IARC is the one all doctors turn to. Should we? Or does it go beyond IARC? I think they're good. They've done a pretty good job, a lot of work, but they miss sometimes. And those misses can cause cancer in humans, okay? Aflatoxin B1, a fungal mycotoxin sometimes found in cereal grains and ground nuts, is a group 1 known human carcinogen. Does that say it's in cereal grains like wheat and corn and nuts like peanuts? Known to cause human cancers. What? Be still my heart. Does your doctor know this? Take it a step further. Does those who have done residency in oncology, do oncologists know this? Nope. Nope. So you go see a doctor with lymphoma growing on your neck, and doc, I love peanuts. Well, that's good. Peanuts have good B vitamins in them, and you need them. And I eat, what's your diet like? Well, I eat an ear of corn every day, and I eat whole wheat every day. They would never put those two together. And then second, 5 fungal mycotoxins are listed as group 2B, possibly carcinogenic to humans, okay? Whereas fumonisin B1, and found sometimes in corn and wheat and cereal grains, and ochratoxin, sometimes found in cereal grains and preserved meats, are known to cause cancer in animals. They have yet to be implicated in human cancers beyond their being IR categorized as group 2B, possible human carcinogens. Other group 2B possible human carcinogens are fumonisin B2, fusarin C, and sterigmatocystin. These, sterigmatocystin, these things are in our grain supply. And folks, in the US, we only test for one, aflatoxin. Of the 6, we only test for one. How many times are we eating? This is the perfection of God's development of our immune system, that we all don't have cancer from eating whole foods and processed meats and so forth. God made your immune system to fend them off. First line of defense, T cells, antibody production, B cells, right? Sometimes IARC misses. In 1993, IARC found zearalenone, it's a mycotoxin, to be a group 3, not classifiable mycotoxin, has since been added to growth promotion in North American meat supply. Others disagree that zearalenone should be non-classifiable. Here's a group, Critical Reviews in Analytical Chemistry, a year ago, 2020. Zearalenone is a toxic compound produced by the metabolism of fungi, the genus Fusarium, that threaten the food supply and agricultural industry. Zearalenone has toxic effect on human and animal health due to its mutagenicity, teratogenicity, which means it's dangerous to an unborn fetus, carcinogenity, it causes cancer, nephrotoxicity, the kidneys, immunotoxicity, your immune system, and genotoxicity, it can mutate your genes. And that one isn't recognized as by ARC. That's not classifiable. What happened there? And it's being put in the North American, not you guys and the rest of the world, right? The European Union, after they saw these studies on zearalenone, said, we're not putting that in our cows, and we're not going to import meat with that in. Only here in America and Canada. Welcome, my friends, to the Kaufman Diet, a diet that asks followers to both avoid grains and preserve meats. I can't tell you how many studies now in America are done saying meat is causing more cancer, prostate, breast. Meat should be, there's 2 kinds of meat. There's the kind you guys have in the European Union, and there's the kind we have in America and Canada. Store-bought meat, zearalenone. Grass-fed, grass-finished meat, I love meat. I'll eat it once or twice a week. It's grass-fed and grass-finished. We don't worry about them adding mycotoxins to it. Hope that helps. Okay, now joining me for the next 5 minutes is a dear friend of mine, Dr. Christine Salter. She is a general practitioner. What do you specialize in?
Well, I'm board certified in family medicine, but I really specialize in people. And what they have going on.
I know, because I get to see some of those people.
Right.
We met a few years ago at the insistence of one of her patients who kept telling her, watch, know the cause, watch, know the cause, watch, know the cause. They became friends, and she started watching Know the Cause, and the rest was history. I think what we teach here, folks, has caught on because so many physicians, as I tour like you do across America, are understanding there's a fungal component to illness.
Yes.
You were talking about that doctor. This is a good story. Tell about the cardiologist.
Yes, this was when I was a resident and on the coronary care unit, and I was actually trying to impress the cardiologist and ask him about one of the other systems of this patient.
Right.
And he said, stop. I only go from here to here. Don't ask me anything above here or below. I'm a cardiologist.
And yet, toenail fungus is a window to the circulatory stream. It's what's going on in that patient.
Right.
And it's so amazing that if you talk to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, stop. I don't want to talk about the heart. I go from here to here. Do you know anything about it? No, go from here to here. But you realize there's something going on. These patients who have atypical ventricular contractions, or, they're sitting reading a book and boom, 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 starts messing or speeds up. This isn't a heart problem. This is something feeding the heart. This is blood.
Correct.
That is probably the problem.
Yes.
So you see kind of a potpourri.
Yes.
You help. I love the way you say it.
I don't see cancer patients. I see sick people who may have lumps in their body, and I try and help them get better.
Right.
That's so eloquent.
Right.
I mean, that's who you are.
Yes.
You ended up becoming a chiropractor, a doctor of osteopathy, a medical doctor, board certified. Why the steps? Why didn't you just go for the gold? Or what was it about maybe chiropractic that you wanted more?
Well, actually, I'm originally from the UK, and I originally wanted to be a medical doctor, but then I developed a neck problem, a repetitive injury.
Okay.
And I went to my medical doctor who'd known me since I was a little girl, and she just started prescribing all the way up to narcotics, and it didn't help. And of course, narcotics, we know, don't help musculoskeletal problems. And so someone says, go see an osteopath. In 2 treatments, my pain was gone. So I said, I'm not going to become a medical doctor. I'm going to become an osteopath. And it turned out the school I went to was actually osteopathy and naturopathy. So I became trained as a naturopath and an osteopath. You know, and the premise is the body will heal itself if given the right conditions. You just got to know what are those right conditions to give to the body.
There's a Leslie Nielsen movie where he meets another doctor, and they're standing, you know, doctor, 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 doctor. You're the only person that can stand in a room alone. You're a naturopath, a chiropractor, a doctor of osteopathy, a medical doctor. You don't hone in on the ear, nose, and throat or the heart. You ask the right questions, and I think that's really important. How many people, so you look at diet, I mean, really with your credentials and background, diet is huge.
It's foundational.
How many of the patients you see are on the perfect diet?
Nobody.
None.
Well, neither am I.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You know, no, not at all.
So you begin adjusting, kind of an antifungal approach where you starve the yeast. How is that working for you?
Yeah, so when patients understand why I'm putting them on this, when they realize the connection to what's going on with them, then they're able to work with it. And I'll just go through, it's all numbered, and I'll say, see, there are things for you to eat. There's lots of things for you to eat.
And then as far as antifungals, in the 30 seconds we have left, prescriptive or natural?
Both, depending on what the patient needs. I test them personally using resonance testing to see which one they actually need.
I'm so into that myself, and that's the right answer. In other words, if I'm a physician and you come see me with tumors growing in your body, probably wanting it into the bloodstream, so I'm prescribing Sporanox or Diflucan or something like that for a period of time, right? Because you're going to change your diet from day one.
Exactly.
So I can get you off the drugs. What are your 2 favorite antifungal supplements?
Grapefruit seed extract, olive leaf extract, garlic.
She's not going to stop because she totally understands all this. Remember when D3 and resveratrol, they're now being looked at maybe as drugs instead of supplements. It's so exciting, the antifungal potential of all of this, but stay on the diet. What I teach here, she's teaching every day in St. Louis. Dr. Salter, drsalter.com. Thank you for coming in.
You know, there are so many health benefits to green tea, they say, and what are they and why does it work? Let's study that. Many scientific papers reveal that certain fungal poisons, these you know if you're a viewer of Know the Cause, they're called mycotoxins, once inside our body can mimic or cause cancer. As further proof, here's the headline on a new research paper. It says green tea compound, something in green tea, aids the p53 guardian of the genome and tumor suppression. Folks, we have a gene in our body that's one of the most studied. It's called the p53. Let me expound on that. In layman's terms, that headline said, something in green tea helps support the human p53 gene, which is our Superman gene. It protects us from cancer cell invasion. Mutations in this gene are now found in over 50% of all cancers. So what is the green tea ingredient and why does it prevent cancer and protect our p53 genes? There's certain genes, kind of hard to pronounce, but I've got it. Epigallocatechin gallate, or we're going to call it EGCG. It's a polyphenolic plant. You remember what that means? If you've been with me a while, you do. A polyphenolic plant nutrient in green tea and some other foods that protect our cells. The use of EGCG may reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, chronic health conditions, and even cancer. What do all those have in common, folks? I think many times they have a fungal etiology. They have a fungal basis, heart disease, cancers, etc. There's something in green tea, this component, that's a polyphenol, Okay, let me explain this word phenol to you a little bit, and it'll start coming to you as why it works so well. All plants possess phenolic compounds, but the amount may vary. So polyphenol is many phenols. All plants possess phenolic compounds, but the amount may vary. Then another paper in Canadian Journal of Plant Pathology 7-8 years ago says it has been demonstrated that phenolic compounds have antifungal properties. Okay, where is this going? Is there something in green tea that has antifungal properties, and is that why it's protecting against cancer? You see the way my mind works now, okay? What does fungus have to do with our p53 genes? You've been asking that. Fungus can mutate and does mutate our p53 gene. As I have published and talked about before, an Aspergillus fungal mycotoxin called aflatoxin B1 is well documented as being capable of mutating our p53 gene. Folks, this is really important because, you know, we read on every internet site that the broccoli is good for us, and onions are good, and garlic is good, and green tea is good, but why? Look for a common denominator. Just happens to kill fungus, right? In summary, this EGCG in green tea protects our Superman genes against their mutations. Science has well documented the involvement of fungal poisons, mycotoxins in cancer. Thousands of papers committed to that. Aspergillus fungus can cause p53 genetic mutations. Antifungal drugs like Sporanox and others are now used on cancer patients. Fungi thrive on a high sugar diet. So a restrictive carbohydrate diet should be considered in cancer care. Not only maybe green tea, this EGCG, and other things that actually can help kill fungus or stop fungus from growing, but you got to starve it. With bacteria, you take an antibiotic, boom. With fungus, you got to starve it. It's a living organism, and you have to kill it, okay? So finally, how does green tea protect us against cancer? We now know that fungus mutates our p53 genes, and they're seeing p53 mutations in over 50% of the cancers. No wonder. A plant nutrient called EGCG in green tea stops fungus from spreading, but how? In 2020, a research paper published in Toxicological Research expounded on the role of the Aspergillus fungal mycotoxin, aflatoxin B1 in breast cancer, and suggests that green tea EGCG could be beneficial in its prevention. Bottom line, folks, anytime I see something that works, look, statin drugs help your cholesterol go down. Statin drugs are antifungal. Antidepressants, SSRIs, just happen to help people with depression. They also have great antifungal properties. My mind always goes to fungus. Why does green tea work so well at preventing cancer? Maybe treating cancer, if that's the way your doctor wants to go, because it can remediate fungus. There's an antifungal component that really helps cancer patients. I'm glad you know that. Fungus does all this. Amazing, right?
If you suffer from arthritis and take pain relievers all day long, you might have other options. I'd consider 2 supplements, and you can probably take them with your medicine, but do ask your doctor to be sure. The first one is boswellia. This is an herb that acts similar to a popular anti-inflammatory drug that's sold by prescription. And we're not going to talk about names here, but you know what I'm talking about. This drug is so popular, it's used to relieve pain and inflammation all over your body. It takes about a week or 2 for boswellia to kick in, and you can take it as a liquid extract or a pill. The second supplement that supports joint health is astaxanthin. It's known as the world's strongest antioxidant, and it's been studied for its effect on arthritis too. So if your joints are a little creaky or you have pain, the key is to relieve inflammation and to reduce inflammatory cytokines in the body. Boswellia and astaxanthin are powerful at doing this, so ask your doctor if they're right for you. Both are sold at health food stores nationwide and online. I'll see you next time.
Gina, in the 1960s, I worked at the military hospital, the Navy hospital in San Diego, and we used to run laboratory tests. We'd circulate through all the different fields. And one day, I saw someone's cholesterol come back, and remember, this is 52 years ago. at 300 or 400, and I went to the doctor's office and I knocked on his door. Sir, your patient's cholesterol is 400. And he was the nicest doctor. He looked at my name badge and he said, Kaufman, what do you do when someone's cholesterol is 400? And I said, you're the doc. I'm just the deliverer of the news. We didn't know much about high cholesterol, high triglycerides, or high blood lipids back then. And I'm here to shout, I'm just one guy who thinks we don't know much about it today. Is the answer to take a 210 cholesterol and give it a lipid drug? Is that the answer? Every doctor watching this right now, every nurse will say, yes, that's the answer. We're saving them from a heart attack. You're staring down the pipe at someone who's always had a 225, 230 cholesterol. What do I take? I take a good B vitamin with niacin in it every day. I work out hard. I think all of this, and I eat properly. I don't feed it sugar. I think all of this, a lifestyle change, makes a difference. It's preventing my cholesterol from going to 300 or 325. Dad had very high cholesterol and was on medication for it. That sperm and egg, that sperm became Doug Kaufman. And so I don't so much follow genetic philosophies, I follow epigenetic philosophies. I can exercise, eat, and supplement my way out of much of what Dad had. So I would supplement. I'm not as concerned about minimally high cholesterol and triglycerides as most doctors are. But that's just my take. Always check with the doctor. Isn't it fascinating, folks, how doctors, oncologists, would never say your cancer is due to mold or fungus. And yet this prestigious international cancer research group says, oh yeah. As a matter of fact, aspergillus is pretty common in our environment. It can be in your ducting system in your home. And this makes a poison called aflatoxin known, without a doubt, published, to cause human hepatocellular cancer, liver cancer, right? And then there are those other ones that are probable carcinogens. It's so fascinating to be in this field because the peers say, oh, that's ridiculous. You know, cancer can't be due to a fungus. And yet so often I believe it is. Cancer grows in a lump, it's called a tumor. Fungus grows in a sac, sometimes called a mycetoma or an ascomycete. Hard to differentiate between the two. Welcome to the opening of my show, right? Thank you, Dr. Salter, for coming in today. What a wonderful, wonderful doctor. I wish I lived in St. Louis. She would be my doctor. Susie Cohen, thank you for teaching us a little bit about, ouch, why it hurts in the morning when we wake up. Green tea, cholesterol test, all that and more. Watch this. Go to our website. You can watch this whole show again or forward it to a friend. God bless. Bye-bye.